Kyle, it's Wonton here, and I'm coming to you with a mini guide on how to play the Death from Above burst build for Subtlety Rogue in the Tomb of Sargeras. With the release of patch 7.25 in the Tomb of Sargeras, there were a number of changes to Assassination and Subtlety that made Subtlety one of the best specs in the game right now, depending on where you look. If you go to Warcraft logs, you'll see it as number 1 on certain metrics. And Assassination, on the other hand, in my opinion, the spec I used to love became kind of clunky and weird to play, which pushed me into playing Subtlety, a spec that I've now absolutely fallen in love with. So I'm here to show you how to play the build that is currently destroying the meters on certain fights. The talents you're going to want are Master of Subtlety, Night Stalker, Deeper Stratagem. You can take whatever you want here and here, then Dark Shadow, and Death from Above. And the reason this works is all of these damage increases that are stacking. Death from Above has a 50% bonus to eviscerate, 30% here, 12% here, 10% here, 25% from Symbols of Death if you have the set bonus from the newest raid, and of course 100% crit during the shoulder buff. All of this stacks together to create absolutely massive bursts. I've seen eviscerates over 10 million, and let's show you how to play that. So like I said, the core of the combo revolves around combining 3 cooldowns, which is Death from Above, Shadow Dance, and Symbols of Death. The thing you're going to be waiting on is Symbols of Death, which is up every 30 seconds. So you're going to hold Death from Above, even though it's only a 20-second cooldown, you're going to hold it for Symbols. Don't worry that it's off cooldown, just wait. And Shadow Dance, even though it's a minute cooldown, because of Deepening Shadows, will actually be up pretty often enough to have at least 1 Shadow Dance for every Symbols. If you have the shoulders, you can also put in Vanish to give you 100% crit for this combo every minute and a half. Otherwise, you're just doing this every 30 seconds when Symbol of Death is up, and you do hold Death from Above for Symbols, even though it's a shorter cooldown. That's fine, don't worry about it. Shadow Blaze and Gormaz Bite are not used in this combo. They're pretty much irrelevant to it. You can use them off cooldown whenever it's convenient. They're completely separate from this. To do this combo, first things first, you're going to want a Nightblade on your target. So you want a nice long Nightblade rolling, at least 10 seconds left on it, something like that. You're going to want the Finality Eviscerate buff, which I have marked as a red thing here. You can see it over here as well. Your next Eviscerate deals 24% increased damage. That's ideally, it's not an absolute must. So let's pretend it's mid-fight. I just refreshed my Nightblade. I have things coming up. I'm going to Vanish, hit Symbols, and then Death from Above. And on the way down, I'm going to hit Shadow Dance. 7 million. If I don't have Vanish, then I'm going to do the same thing, but just without hitting Vanish. So for example, we're going to build 5 to 6 common points. We don't have a Finality Eviscerate. It's alright. It's good to have, but it's not required. We're going to build 6 common points. It's Symbols, Death from Above, and spam Shadow Dance on the way down, which activates right before we land. That was a 2.8 million non-crit, so that would have been a 5.6 million if a crit. Let's see it one final time. I have plenty of time on Nightblade, so I'm going to generate 6 combo points, go Symbols, Death from Above, Shadow Dance on the way down, and immediately go Shadow Strike, Eviscerate, Shadow Strike. And I've just made the max possible use of my Shadow Dance's burst really hard, did a lot of damage in those 5 to 6 seconds. When using Vanish as part of this combo, regardless of whether you have the shoulders or not, you are going to get 12% more damage on the first ability you use out of Vanish. So on single target, I'll typically try to Shadow Strike going into the Death from Above combo. So let's say at 3 combo points, I'll Vanish, hit a Shadow Strike, and then go into the combo. And on AoE, I'll actually use Vanish at 5 or 6 combo points and go immediately into the Death from Above, which will do the Whirl, and the Whirl will get the 12% more damage. And the AoE on the Whirl is actually quite significant. With all your buffs up, you're going to do pretty huge AoE burst. So again, on AoE, Vanish right into Death from Above. On single target, Vanish, Shadow Strike, and go into the Death from Above combo. So here's what the opener looks like with this combo. We're going to use Shadow Blades immediately on pull and Shadow Strike. We're going to apply our Nightblade to get our damage bonus going. We're going to go into a Shadow Dance, going to go Shadow Strike, Symbols, Shadow Strike, Eviscerate. This will give us our Finality Eviscerate buff for the combo. We'll do our final Shadow Strike. We'll Vanish for another Shadow Strike. At this point we have all the damage buffs we need and 5 to 6 combo points, and we're going to go right into our DFA combo. So let's see what that looks like. When doing that kind of opener, there is a little bit of RNG from the energy returns and energetic stabbing. If you don't get very many of these, and like me, you don't have the 4-piece, there was no heroism active there, and I'm not a blood elf for the free 15 energy there, it is possible to energy starve yourself and have a bad shadow dance where you can't get 4 abilities in, so just be careful when doing that. But if, like most bosses, you're opening with heroism, that won't be an issue. If you're not, then maybe hold off on the Vanish into Shadow Strike and just go Vanish straight into Death from Above to save you that little bit of energy to make sure you can get a good Shadow Dance off after. By the way, if you have the Spectre of Betrayal trinket, or can get this, get your hands on this. This is absolutely godlike with this combo. With the 45-second cooldown, you can just use it basically off cooldown. It'll be up for every single Vanish if you have the shoulders. 45 seconds times 2 is a minute 30, of course. And so you'll be able to combine it with every other use of this combo with the 100% crit buff from the shoulders. This trinket is insane. It's doing 5 to 5.5% of my damage on pulls on top of having over 3000 agility. So this trinket absolutely best in slot for subtlety. And that's honestly it. That's the only hard part of playing the Death from Above build in Tomb of Sargeras. If you see sub-rogues destroying meters or ranking really high in Warcraft logs, this is how they're doing it. They're using Symbols of Death, Death from Above, and saving a charge of Shadow Dance. All you need to do is make sure Nightblade's applied with 10 or more seconds, save a Shadow Dance charge, and you're good to go. The rest of the spec is pretty simple. Just backstab, keep Nightblade up, eviscerate, Shuriken Storm and AoE. I think you can figure the basics out. As a final note, if you're interested in my UI, all of this stuff is my weak auras, and they're available in my paste bin, which I've linked in this video's description. So you can copy those strings and import this exact thing for yourself, which not only includes all the subtlety rogue stuff, but also a whole lot more stuff for assassination and outlaw. So check that out if you're interested. I am going to be putting out a longer sub-guide soon, hopefully. It's going to be really detailed, like my other guides, tell you everything about how to play the class. If you want to see that, subscribe to my channel, and if you enjoy this mini guide video, leave a comment, or leave a like, and it'll give me motivation to do more of them. Yeah, I always appreciate when people watch these and tell me that they like them. So, thanks for watching.